This is Transformers Dark of the Moon Cannon Force Ironhide. The figure is part of the fourth wave of Voyager class figures for the Dark of the Moon toy line. Fourth wave? Yes, fourth wave. If you've seen my Perceptor review, my generation Reveal the Shield Perceptor review, then you'll be very familiar with this pose. This is my Hasbro pose, and this is really how I feel about this toy. Not just because of the crappy instructions, which I don't have it now. I've thrown it, shredded it, dumped it in the trash because it was so horrible. You can figure transformation of this figure on your own. You don't need instructions. You need it like 10% of the time, but you can figure it out on your own. I bought this figure. I held out on buying the first version of Ironhide. I went ahead and got the leader class instead. I didn't want to get... I wanted to get, if ever I was going to get the first version of the Dark of the Moon Ironhide, Voyager Ironhide, which was in all black, his usual colors, I wanted to get it on clearance, and I held out getting a Voyager Ironhide on retail, regular retail price, because I was waiting for this G1 color homage. And when it came out, I actually went ahead and got it. Well, not full retail price. I waited for a particular mall to go on its weekend sale, and I got it at 19% off. But still, I still feel this way about this figure. It's got its, it has its moments as a Transformer. If you treat Transformer figures as puzzles, that you're fascinated by how cool the transformation is, that they transform. I mean, it has a little bit of a great engineering design in terms of transformation. The whole concept of him transforming from robot to vehicle, they did a good engineering design in that. However, execution-wise, on the final stages are just so lacking. The alt mode is fine. There's nothing wrong. I actually like the alt mode. It's this robot mode that's really so frustrating. And I think, you know, they had to sacrifice some creature comforts for robot mode in order to do that whole incredible transformation feature on this figure. Okay, so let's get started. Robot mode. And get him out of the fxfranz pose. It looks great in packaging. If you see him, he's packaged in robot mode. He looks really cool. He's Ironhide, with all the gray, with all the black and red going on. It really comes across as an acceptable G1 homage. I was hoping for a deeper kind of red. The camera's not picking this one up very well, but this one is more of an orangey type of red, bordering on vermilion. I was hoping for more of an Optimus Prime red, or not an Optimus Prime red, more of a fire truck red, or a deep red, like how he was in G1, or at least a regular red. But they turned it into a very bright red. I guess they probably thought this would appeal more to kids. I have no idea why they chose this, but it's grown on me. I've sort of accepted the fact that it is a little bit orangey, but it is fine. The camera is showing it to be a little bit darker than what it is. It's really bright. It's bordering on vermilion, and yeah. He's got some tangerine paint apps here and there, which are really the problematic ones in paint apps. I like the color of the plastic they use. It doesn't make it look cheap. I like the silver paint that they've put on him, and it's a shame. I'm sure they've got leftover paint, silver paint, that they could have easily added a few bits and pieces of silver on the gun, but they didn't. Lazy Hasbro. Anyway, they put it on the face. The face is painted very well, although again, as I said, the plastic they use is a little bit light. I wish it were darker. Quality issues on the paint is really on the tangerine, as I said, as you can see. Let me just focus on that. Like the knee, it's not painted very well. This one's okay, but this one has a lot of smudges here and there. And as you can see, the stripe on the figure, it's okay, but it goes lighter here and darker here. I've seen some figures on the shelf that have a very thin orange line. Some have the orange line elevated a few millimeters up. Other than that, it's all pretty cool. The black paint over here, make sure that it's all solid, and the silver paint here is all solid. But other than that, very little paint flaws. But if you do come across a figure with crappy orange paint, it can be a pain if you're a big, a collector of Transformers and you want to get the best deal for your money. It can be a pain. So I highly advise you go through the shelf and get the best one you can get. So that's Paint Apps. But overall, I like the color scheme. I have not too much problem with it. The gun, he comes with a MechTech weapon that I'm talking about this as always the first time I've seen it, because it is actually the first time I've seen. At the time of making this video, I have not purchased, as I said, the first version of Ironhide, so this is the first time I've gotten this weapon. It's a MechTech weapon that, much like Deluxe Class Ratchet's weapon, that has a gear that allows the weapon to spin, the tip of the weapon to spin when you activate the MechTech gimmick. I don't think you can lock it, despite being a Voyager. I'm not entirely sure you can lock this mechanism in place like that, but it doesn't really matter because I don't think you need to keep it locked this way. And the whole effect of this thing is to keep the Gatling guns or the cannon spinning during playtime when you're playing with it. So that's pretty cool. No need to lock it. We'll put it on the side. And here's where the whole figure just really fails for me. The whole lower extremity of the figure, the legs are great. I mean, very don't want to comment on legs on a particular figure like this. But anyway, the lower extremities are great. They're in good proportions, very well articulated. As you can see, you can go that way. Has a thigh swivel, double hinge knees, and a ball jointed ankle. So very, very cool. Lots of articulation possibilities with the lower extremities. I like it. The torso is okay as it is, but when you start playing with it, like when you move the arms, it just does not stay in place. And the reason for that is there is just like a flat notch right there, and there is supposed to be like another flat peg right here, which you're supposed to just lock. It doesn't tab in, it just stays like that. And the arm joints are very tight, which I'm not complaining. There's no mold degradation, but when you try to move the arms, you just keep on popping up the chest, which just kind of sucks. I've tried to do it very slowly, like when it just does not stay, and it sucks. It's very frustrating for posability junkies like me. Next, the arms, they don't really move forward and backward. They sort of just move up and down on a hinge right there. There is a bicep swivel that's very tight, especially the one on the left arm. Then he has a hinge elbow and a ball jointed elbow. So the posing of the arm is kind of weird. There's a ball jointed wrist. It's kind of weird. Effectively you can just move his elbows. His arms just go up and down, but that's the only thing he can do. It's very hard to get him to punch in a punching position, or in a keeping him in a charging position like that. It's very frustrating yet again. But that's what it is. And finally, the head sculpt is just great. The head articulation is fantastic. You can get him into a ton of emotive poses, so I'm really liking that. So overall, I would give this, because of my frustration, the whole robot mode, just a 7 out of 10. Transformation, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It would have been a 10 out of 10 if they had managed to fix this chest piece tabbing in, but that's what it is. Just a bit of a size comparison. I'm not even gonna bother fixing him anymore because he's just, I don't know, exasperating. Here is the only Voyager class mold that they've given Ratchet. These lazy bums at Hasbro. They only gave him one mold for 3 movies. Can you believe that? This guy has gotten 3 molds, 1 for each movie. This guy's just gotten 1 mold. They've just repainted. They must love this mold. Anyway, so there it is. Obviously, this guy's smaller. They've shrunk everything and Dark of the Moon. So that's that. Transform him. Parents, please pay attention. It's easy to do everything except the arms. The arms are going to be a pain. So if your kid is having trouble with it, try to follow what I do. Even I'm still confused on how to do it. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. First thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and detach the. Well, it's already detached. Yeah, like that. Go ahead and, well, you can do that later, but you can go ahead and do it now. Okay. Next thing you want to do is you want to flip open this front part of the torso. It's easy. It's the easy part. Just do it that way. Go ahead and twist out the wheels. Just do this. Okay. Tab the front part of the grill together. And pretty cool Autobot logo right there. Next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and open up this these wings or the doors. It's just pretty cool. I like the transformation that they've done on the way it collapses. I thought it was pretty cool. Okay, MechTech parts here and there. Sorry, I forgot to discuss. You can store the weapon here, here, here. As you've seen me, you can store the weapon. Excuse me. Sorry. You can store the weapon on his arms. Sorry, I forgot, being very messy here. You can store the weapons underslung like that, whatever. Lots of MechTech parts possibilities. Okay. Anyway, on to the transformation. Go ahead and just swing this up back right there, like that. And then what you need to do next, if you want to transform it properly, is you will need to fold the entire window all together onto its head. And there is a slot there for that tab, and you want to make sure you tab that in so that the whole windshield and roof is flush onto the figure. Otherwise you'll have problems with it. Okay, and here is the hard part, or at least the most difficult part. The whole idea of this, to get the bumpers, these 2 things up in front. And to do that, you're going to go ahead and just fold it out like that. Now, based on the instructions, you need to get the arms in this position. So regardless of whatever this thing is in position it is, you need to get the arms this way. The underside of the fist should be facing down like that, because it's the bottom part. And am I doing it right? Yes. No, I'm not actually. There, sorry. Yeah, you need to have it. Come on. You need to have it facing down. Whatever happens, just. God, I hate this figure. I'm beginning to regret actually getting it. But anyway, the ball joint just keeps popping off. Anyway, so going back, where were we? The whole idea is to get the arms that way. The fists, the bottom of the fist facing up, facing down, with the MechTech port in the same side as it is. So, oh, Hasbro! Anyway, whatever. So, there. Okay, that's how you do it, if you can understand it. The whole idea is to, yeah, it wasn't this difficult during practice. I mean, I was literally transforming it easily a couple times, actually just once. Haha. So, yeah, that's the final position you want the arms to be in. There's no tabs in the arms or whatnot, and it's really the bumper that's going to guide the transformation. So keep the bumper in front, and the arms should be looking like this, with the MechTech ports up here and the bottom of the fists right here, and these two pegs there. If it's not looking like this, parents, folks, you've done something wrong, and you just want to go ahead and untab everything and just start all over. Okay, so that's that. That's the best I can do for now. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Anyway, that's that. Let's try and make this video a 20-minute video, shall we? Next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and unfold these panels right here. Go ahead and tab them and form the fender, the rear fender. Go ahead and slide that there and fold the feet up like that. Fold out the tailgate. Don't worry about tabbing. It's going to tab in later. Everything's going to tab in later when you complete the transformation. Go do the same thing on the other side. Damn, I'm getting cramps. My arms are cramping up. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, and here's another tricky bit. So parents, just follow your instincts on this one. What you need to do is get it into a position wherein this one should be facing back. This torso piece should be facing back. So go ahead and fold it down and then put it up here. Now that, you see that tab right there and that hole right there, it's gonna tab in there. So to do that, obviously you'll have to rotate the feet down and around like that. So just trust your gut on this one. And then just tab it in like that. You should end up with that kind of position if you've done it properly. Next, just go ahead and take advantage of the double jointed knee and just transform him here, and make sure you align the flat part of the torso piece, the ab piece, with the rest of his feet. Then that's when you can start tapping things in, and things are looking good. Okay? Lastly, just this one folded. This is so cool. I like the way this thing collapses in and closes. And make sure it's all level, and before you tab everything in. Come on. Okay, make sure they're all flat like that. Come on. Okay, it's flat. Nope, sorry, flat right there. And do the same on the other side. Yeah, like that. Nope. Okay. And there is Cannon Force Ironhide in his top kick alt mode. So very, very cool. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tab the roof in. Very cool. I actually like it. I like the way the orangey red mixes well with the tangerine and the black and silver bottom. I really like it. I like the whole idea, concept of this G1 homage, especially in the alt mode. Does he roll well? Certainly, he rolls very well. There's all four wheels are flat on the ground, and again, you can connect the MechTech weapon up top right here or to the side. Doesn't really matter where you want to do it. So there, that's pretty cool, and then you can still activate the MechTech weapon here and there. So that's that. Just a bit of a size comparison before we go. Here he is with the traitor Sentinel Prime, clearly not in scale. Or is it? Nah, not in scale. Definitely not. So he's out. Here he is with the Dark Bumblebee, or the Cyberfire Bumblebee. And I think they're almost in scale. Yeah, I think they are. You can pretend they are. So, there you go. So, should you buy this figure? The alt mode gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Overall, he's 8.5 out of 10. Should you get this figure? If you are a completist, if you're a big Ironhide fan, regardless of how he's been incarnated, regardless of all the flaws, sure, why not? But don't pay more than retail price for it. if you're just a casual Transformers collector, I think you should pass on this figure or this mold ultimately, and just get the Ironhide, the either the Cyberverse or the Leader class Ironhide. You'll have an easier time with that. There you go, folks. I hope you've. Sorry for the very lengthy video. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it quite insightful and informative. If you want to know my latest toy purchases and upcoming reviews, please follow me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/fxfranz. This is Transformers Dark of the Moon Voyager class Cannon Force Ironhide. Thanks for watching.